Hi there, I'm Joe, and today I wanted to talk through my experiences with Pixel's heavily advertised Magic Eraser feature. It's no secret that this Pixel prides itself on incredible cameras, and I have to say I've had a great time snapping some stunning photos over this last week. As you probably already know, the Pixel 6 Pro, which is the model I've been using, has a 50 megapixel wide lens, a 12 megapixel ultra wide lens, and a 4x telephoto that has 48 megapixels. From the moment I unboxed my Pixel, Magic Eraser was the feature I was most eager to test. I started with a picture that I was sure it would knock out of the park. This is just a black vinyl sticker on our white bedroom wall. I snapped the photo and then manually circled the letter, and it disappeared. Even though it worked exactly as I had expected to, it was still a very cool feeling. After showing this feature to my girlfriend, she immediately asked if it could be used for removing a tattoo. This was definitely an increased level of difficulty for Magic Eraser, and it did take a couple manual attempts at circling versus scrubbing versus brushing, but ultimately, it did a good enough job that I don't think anyone would notice that this photo has been edited with Magic Eraser. So this next photo I actually captured on my Galaxy Note 10 Plus the week before I purchased my Pixel, but this brings up an important point that I wanted to touch on. You can use Magic Eraser on any photo in your Google Photos library. So even if you unbox your phone late one night and want to dive right into doing some magic erasing, you don't have to go out in the cold and capture night shots. You can edit any of your Google Photos, and I think this is a great way to get people excited about Magic Eraser even if they can't go out and take some of their own pictures. You've got a huge backlog of photos on your Google Photos account that you can magic erase at will. Okay, so here's the original photo from my Galaxy Note 10 Plus. Just for fun, I wanted to see if Google would even suggest any removals because I didn't take the picture on a Pixel. Weirdly enough, it did have suggestions. It wanted me to remove the telephone wires, but not the traffic lights, so after manually scrubbing out the traffic lights too, this was the final product. Again, I think it's overall a better picture because of these Magic Eraser removals, and it only took a matter of seconds, but most importantly, I don't know that the casual viewer would even be able to tell that you had magic erased anything out of this photo. So as I was showing off this feature to some family members, they wanted me to edit one of their old photos that had been taken on one of their phones. They wanted me to try to erase myself to create the illusion that this plane was moving, even though I had ruined it by standing still in the background. Again, I thought this was another great increase in the level of difficulty to test the Magic Eraser since the picture wasn't even taken on a Pixel. But it was still an appropriate exercise since this is the exact use case Magic Eraser was designed for. It was taken on an older Android phone, screenshotted, and then texted to me. To the Pixel's credit, it did still suggest removing my upper body, but not my legs for some reason. It did an okay job removing my head. Manually removing the legs took a couple tries, and this is the best I could get it. I'm definitely not in the photo anymore, but I would say this was the poorest performance by Magic Eraser that I've experienced so far. It's still not terrible, but I would be hesitant to post this on Instagram or Facebook because it does look edited. Do you recognize this horse picture from before? Well, it turns out this is actually a post-Magic Eraser picture. So you can see that this horse was standing behind a wire fence. I switched to the 4x telephoto lens to get in nice and close, and I think it turned out really clear. The only downer was these pesky wires. But I figured this is what Magic Eraser was made for, so I dove into manually brushing away the wires. I apologize for the camera quality here, but just so you know, I did try to directly screen capture from the Pixel while I was doing this magic erasing, but unfortunately the Pixel won't let you do a screen capture while you're in Google Photos for whatever reason. So as you can see, I zoomed in and started on his legs here. Depending on how accurate you are with your brush strokes and whether you're brushing versus circling is going to determine how well this turns out. As you can see right there, I wasn't very accurate with my stroke and it deleted his eye, but on the second attempt it got a lot better. no surprise, the wires on top of the grass actually edited out very cleanly and nicely. But this brings us to what I think is the toughest part of the photo, this pesky wire that's right under like the horse's abdomen. Every time I do a stroke, you can see that it has a different interpretation of what it wants to do. Also, a quick little pet peeve, the Pixel has swipe gestures, and so sometimes when you're trying to brush things out with your magic eraser, it'll think that you're swiping to like go back, and so I found that a little frustrating. I guess I could just turn off swipe gestures, but still. Like here on the back legs, you can see it does pretty well, especially with the different patterns of fur and like the tail. So here, just flashing between our before and after, I do think it's a better photo without the wires, but it depends on how picky your audience is and if you think they're going to find that unnatural contour on the horse's abdomen unnatural. But you can also see some spots where it does really well, like on the horse's face and snout and legs, and obviously all the grass too. Overall, as you can probably guess, Magic Eraser has far exceeded my expectations. It's just incredibly empowering to be able to edit photos at this level without having to sit down at a computer. The fact that you can snap a shot, magic erase, and then post it to Instagram while you're out on the go is just a game changer. Google really nailed it here.